Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ramoni. If you've been subscribed to my channel for a minute, then you're probably here because you are on a level up journey in your own life, whether that is with your natural hair or your skin or just the way that you feel about yourself, the way that you speak to yourself. You want to just get better and level up in all aspects of your life. So today I want to talk to you about how I've been able to shift through imposter syndrome. I've been able to shift my mindset, shift my habits, choose myself even when things didn't seem like they were working out for me. And this is going to pertain to my business. So if you are new here, I am a yoga instructor and I own a yoga business in LA, and I also teach virtual classes. Girl, the way that I thought my business was going to go is not the way that it has always went, but I will say today I am in such a great space when it comes to my yoga business. And I posted a reel on Instagram a few weeks ago, and it was about how in 2023, when I started my business, I did not have the most students. I did not have a lot of students, but of course I did not stay in that same predicament. In 2025, I recorded another video and I had a completely sold out class, and this sold out class wasn't even in LA where I live. This sold out class was in Dallas, Texas. So I posted that video and everybody loved it, and people were getting inspired and people were getting motivated. And I received a DM and it asked about just the mindset shifts that I had to make from that 2023 version of me to this 2025 version of me.
And girl, it was a journey. It was a journey. It was a path. It was a lot.
So if you're on the road to building something, whether that be a brand, whether that be a business, whatever you want to do, and you might be feeling some self-doubt and you need some help navigating this journey, I got you. Don't worry. Listen to this video and we're going to get through it together. So prior to me ever starting my yoga business, I was already doing yoga a lot. I've been doing yoga for 8 years and I've only been a yoga instructor for 2.5 years. So you can see how long yoga had already been a part of my life before starting my yoga teaching business. So I was strictly a personal trainer. I've been a personal trainer for a very long time, but I've been a certified personal trainer because girl, I was training, but I wasn't certified. I was young, but I've been a certified personal trainer since 2018. So I was a personal trainer from 2018 to 2023. And in that time, I grew a large following. I had 100K on TikTok. I have 14K on Instagram. I'm not really training right now, which is why I don't know the metrics right now because I'm focused on my yoga business, which we'll get into. But I had, a large following and I was really doing well. I have online plans. I still have my online plans. I had one-on-one personal training. I had virtual training. I did all the things. And so when I started this yoga business, girl, I just knew it was going to take off because I had already gained, all of these followers. I just knew that I had the community. No, I didn't. I was wrong. When I got certified and I started my business, I thought that I was going to have sold out classes all the time because I had already gained all of these followers. Now, I will say the first class that I had, I did have a good amount of people, but half of them were my friends. So people were just coming out because it was basically like the grand opening of my yoga business. So my friends were coming, and I will say that they came to the first few classes, but of course, my friends are not really into yoga. Like they wouldn't just be like, oh, let's go to a yoga class. They more so like weightlifting, running, walking, Pilates, and I'm okay with that. So of course it started to dwindle down, and then class participation really started to dwindle down, and I was like, okay, what is happening? Like we literally got to a point where the only people who were at my classes were one of my friends and my boyfriend at the time. So that is literally 2 people that I am teaching that I could have been teaching just somewhere else. I didn't even have to rent this space because mind you, when you start a yoga teaching business, like when you are teaching yoga classes, you have to find a space, and that means that you have to rent a space. So girl, I rented a space just for 2 people who are super close to me who really could have been at my house doing yoga, just for us to be in that building together. That, I will say, it built character. Even though I was just very frustrated, it did build character because it taught me to keep going even when things did not seem like they were working out. We still took content, we still did all the things, and I'm so glad that I didn't get embarrassed by it and say like, I'm not gonna record this class because nobody's here. I'm so glad that we still recorded the class because that is the video that I used for the reel that I told you about earlier when I showed my 2023 classes versus my 2025 classes. So that is something something that I'm gonna say. If you are just starting out, please document your journey. And I say that in all of the videos that I create, whether it's about your locks, whether it's about your fitness. Don't be embarrassed about where you're starting right now, because when you are not there anymore, you're gonna wanna have something to look back on. You're gonna wanna have something to be proud of and to show. You're gonna wanna show your journey, and you can't show your journey if you're embarrassed about where you're starting, so you're not taking content and you're not posting all of the things. Even if you don't post it, still record it, still get that documentation. But I'm not gonna act like I wasn't fazed by nobody coming to my classes, because of course I'm an entrepreneur and I'm counting on this money. So I am spending money to rent the space, but I'm not getting that money. Like, I'm not getting that money back. You spending hundreds of dollars, and let's say your friend and your boyfriend come to your class, and my classes, child, they was low. They was low at the time. Didn't know my worth. My classes were only $15 at the time. So you making $30, but you paying $200 an hour for a space. I don't know if it was $200 at the time, but you paying a certain amount and you not making that back. Like, do y'all hear how crazy that sounds? Like, you have to be crazy to keep going. And of course, I just went through some times where I'm just like, am I not supposed to be doing this? Because I literally don't, I'm trying to pay my bills. It was crazy. But even with the imposter syndrome, and even when I was like, is this not what I'm supposed to be doing? I was like, Ramoni, just keep going. Like, something in me just always has me keep going, especially when I feel like it's something that I really want to do. I'm just like, keep going. So I kept renting out the space. I kept, posting. I kept doing what I needed to do, or what I thought was what I needed to do, but I just kept going no matter what. And I feel like that is something that we need to understand. When you see somebody's journey and you see where they are now, you have to realize what it took for them to get there. Things have not always been easy in none of my journeys. Not my weight loss journey, not my lock journey, not my skincare journey, nothing, not my health journey, not my YouTube journey. Like, people will see you today and think like, oh my God, you're doing so amazing. I wish I could be like you. You need to understand all that it takes to get to a space like this. You need to understand that I have not always had sold out classes. So many new yoga instructors come to me like, oh my God, I can't wait till my classes sell out. Like, girl, you should have been there 2 years ago when I ain't had no students. Well, I had 2 students, but I had 2 people who were very close to me. But then I finally got the bright idea to pivot. So instead of giving up, sometimes you just have to pivot. Sometimes you just have to change some things. Like, it's not what you're doing or where you're going that, like, you're not supposed to be doing it. It's just the things that you're doing to get there are not the most ideal things for you to be trying to get to your destination. So I had to realize that the audience that I was marketing to was not the right audience. I was marketing to people who wanted to lose weight. I was marketing to girls who, was walking on a treadmill, who wanted to lift weights, who are doing cardio. I wasn't really marketing to girls who wanted to do yoga, girls who wanted to welcome peace into their lives. Like, yes, the lifting girls might do yoga, but you're not going to talk to the audiences the same. So I had to learn that, and I had to pivot, and I was like, you know what? It's time for me to make separate pages. And that was something that I was very scared about, because I had already gained such a large platform. But honestly, I was losing people with my fitness platform because I started posting about yoga. They like, this not what we followed you for. You can like transition, but it can't be like an abrupt transition like I did. Like, I was like, hey, I'm teaching yoga classes. Like, I didn't even warm my audience up to like, hey, I'm gonna start teaching yoga classes, but I'm still gonna do personal training. No, I just started, posting about my yoga classes, and they like, girl, when did you start teaching yoga? So I will say, if you are gonna stay on the same page and like you want to transition, you need to like warm your audience up into that. And I'm not saying like 1 week, 2 weeks. I'm talking about months in advance. You need to start telling people that there are going to be some changes coming. But for me, I just felt like it was better for me to just make a completely separate page. And when I say things just changed, things changed for me. I made a completely separate Instagram. The Instagram wasn't really hidden. We was getting some students, but it wasn't like, crazy. When I made a new TikTok, because the TikTok is my biggest platform when it comes to my businesses. Like I said, for Glow at Row Fitness, I have 104K on there. I was so scared to make a brand new page for a yoga business that wasn't even really popping. Like, we had some classes that did good, so I had content to post, but I was so scared to create another TikTok. And let me tell you, I started my business in June 2023. I started my yoga business. I did not start that TikTok until December 2023. That was 6 months where I could have been on TikTok, but I kept telling myself, no, I don't want to start another TikTok. That's something that I'm gonna tell you. Do not be afraid to pivot. Do not drag your feet when you are pivoting. If you know that you need to make a change, make it instantly, because you are wasting time and you losing money by not doing that. The only other sold out class that I had was in October 2023, and that was because it was my birthday class. So again, people are coming to support me, but other than that, we hadn't really had any sold out classes. When I made that TikTok in December 2023, by like January 13th or something, I had my first full class, and then my classes just started selling out because of TikTok. My classes started selling out so much that I had to start teaching multiple classes. So my classes were typically on Saturday mornings. I started having 2 Saturday morning classes, and of course I started making the profit. I was like, okay, so I'm not gonna give up, because I'm not gonna lie, in December 2023, right before I created that TikTok, I was telling my friends after the last class of 2023, I remember I was like, y'all, I'm giving up. Like, I can't do this. I can't afford to keep paying and not getting anything back. First of all, my prices were just entirely too low. If you're a business owner, stop trying to be affordable. That's something that you just will never catch me doing today, just because, first of all, eggs is $15 at Aldi's and Sam's Club and wherever you go. Like, eggs are so much. Things are just costing a little bit more. So you can't be like, oh, I want to be affordable. No, I don't want to be affordable, because I know what my skills are worth, and you're going to pay me what I'm worth. So my classes are now $27. And honestly, that's still a very good deal, because I see yoga classes in LA $35 minimum. So I'm still, affordable, but I'm still getting paid what, I want to get paid. And something else that I learned by creating this TikTok was that people don't dislike your business. So like, you have to get that out of your mind. Like, you're taking everything personal. People don't dislike your business. It's just a lot of people have not seen your business. So like, you really have to make yourself visible. And I know that you probably think like, oh, I got 500 views and nobody bought what I'm selling. I got 1,000 views. No, you have to have like thousands and thousands. So that means that you have to constantly keep creating so that more people can see your stuff. I don't know if you are familiar with like statistics when it comes to websites, but I study marketing all the time. I have a business degree. The average conversion rate, if 100 people are on your website, like statistics say that only 1 or 2 people are going to buy something. That means that you have to have 100 people looking at something for you to even get 1 like, for you to even get 1 sale. So I want you to always have that in your mind. So like, if you're like, oh my God, 50 people was on my website and nobody bought it, okay, you need 50 more people to even get somebody who potentially wants to buy it. And self-doubt doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong. And like, people not clapping for you, people not supporting you yet doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong. It just means that you have to keep going. People only support what is popular, honestly. Like, people want to be attached to something popular. So you have to make people want to support you. Like, why should we support you? Why should we come to your classes over going to, another studio in LA? So like, I really had to start thinking about that. And I'm like, why should people come to my classes? And I had to believe in myself when I was marketing, because you can't be scared to market your product like, oh, maybe you should come to my class. No, you should come to my class because I'm the best motherfucking instructor out here. I mean, of course, there are so many wonderful instructors in LA, but I'm just saying, like, the type of confidence that you have to have when you are trying to market yourself, you have to believe that you're the best, because that is going to translate in your marketing, and people are going to know that you're genuine. People are going to know that you're authentic, and they're going to want to come to whatever you're doing. But I don't even want you to think that my glow up when it comes to this business is done, because girl, I just had to make another pivot. At the beginning of this year, I started offering virtual classes. People have been asking me to do virtual classes for so long, but of course I was letting anxiety hold me back. Girl, I started doing them virtual classes, and I literally have like 50 women in one class virtually on Zoom, and I'm talking about women from everywhere. So I'm in LA, I be having students in Philly, Canada. I had a woman from Korea. I literally had a woman from Korea in my yoga class. Of course, she was a Black woman, because my classes are for Black and brown women, but it was just mind blowing, because I'm like, damn, I've been holding myself back because of fear. I was so scared to do Zoom because I didn't know how to do the music. I didn't know if people would like it. I just didn't feel like I knew what I was doing. But I'm so glad that I was willing to learn, because honestly, adding the virtual classes completely changed my income to where I was just like, this is crazy. And the virtual classes are filling up because of another pivot that I made at the beginning of the year when TikTok was about to get banned. No, TikTok actually did get banned, because I'm the type of person, I be needing storage on my phone. So I will like completely delete an app when I'm not using it. And girl, when you know who banned TikTok, I couldn't get on TikTok. So of course I'm freaking out because I'm like, you know, this is my bread and butter. That's one thing I'm gonna say. Do not put all your eggs in one basket when it comes to a social media platform. I am on other platforms, but like I just heavily rely on TikTok. And I was just like, okay, Ramoni, what are we gonna do? I have been hearing people talk about Threads for Instagram. Girl, I got on Threads, immediately started gaining so many followers just because I'm just talking how I talk, just talking my shit about, you know, Black and brown women in wellness, talking about yoga, just talking about all the things, and gained followers. I started my Threads account January 19th, 2025. It is now April 22nd, 2025, and I have 11,600 followers. It's crazy. And I just did that by being myself and by being able to pivot. Like when TikTok got banned, I wasn't like, oh my God. Well, girl, no, I was like, oh my God, but I wasn't like, okay, fuck it, we giving up. First of all, I can't give up because this is my full-time job. But I was like, okay, what are we gonna do? The girl's been talking about Threads, let me get on Threads, and that completely changed my business. And so when I started posting about my virtual classes, it started going viral. I'm getting like 4,000 likes and I'm getting, you know, reshares, and people are signing up for my classes. More people started finding out about the LA classes. More people started finding out about, you know, my one-on-one stretch sessions. More people started booking me for, you know, private sessions. Like everything changed because of that pivot that I was willing to make. So I made so many pivots, but the pivots that I really, you know, attribute to success is the pivot to, you know, switching my TikTok in 2023, and then the pivot to Threads and virtual classes at the beginning of 2025. Because I'm not gonna act like all my classes are sold out. I definitely still have slow moments where I'm like, damn, like, bitch, we got bills. So you know, you just always have to keep pivoting. You always have to keep pivoting because it's always going to be something. And I will say, even with success comes, you know, some downfalls and, you know, just some different things. So I still have to learn because, child, I'm only 26. So I still have to learn, and I'm still growing when it comes to entrepreneurship and just learning everything. But I will say, just pivot, like pivot. Do not give up, even when you are doubting yourself, even when it's quiet, even when you feel like you don't know what you're doing. Just keep going, just pivot. And if you feel like you have no idea what the pivot should be, you need to sit down and go deep within. Ask God, what do you want me to do? What should I be doing? How can I change this so that it can work out in my favor? So again, it doesn't matter what you want to do, whether you want to be a content creator, whether you want to be a business owner, whether you want to get a promotion, whatever you want to do in your life, just keep going, even when things don't seem the best. Like even when it doesn't seem like it's working out for you, it could be working out for you. Like unless it's something you are truly not good at and you're not even passionate about it, there should really be no reason why you're giving up. If you are truly passionate about something, like I mean truly passionate, not you want to do it because you've seen somebody else doing it or because it looks popular or it looks trending. No, if this is something that is truly passionate to you, then you should always keep going. Now, if you're doing something because somebody else is doing it and then you're failing at that, it's probably because it's not in alignment with you. We always want to stay in alignment, and you're going to know when something feels like it's in alignment. So if you are thinking like, you know, should I give up or should I keep going? If you know that this is something that you want to do and you are passionate, keep going. Keep asking God for direction. Keep asking yourself for direction, because intuitively you know what to do. You might be scared. Like I knew I was supposed to create another TikTok, but I was scared because I already had a big TikTok. I knew that I should pivot to Threads, but I'd be scared to start new social media platforms. Like, child, who wants to start from zero? Not me. So just remember that you can only get better if you are actively trying. Like you cannot win if you're not even playing the game. So get off the sidelines, play the game, do what you need to do. Of course, it's going to be some moments where you are just not feeling your best, and it is what it is. You just have to push through it if you want to be the best, or not even the best, but if you just want to do what you know that you're meant to do, just keep going. Thank you so much for watching this video. I truly hope that it helped at least one person out there. If you made it to the end of this video, of course, leave me a brown heart in the comments. Y'all know the brown heart is our emoji. And if you feel comfortable enough, let me know in the comments something that you're working on that you're not going to stop because you are passionate about it. Let us know how we can support you. Like for real, if you have a business, you know, drop your business Instagram, drop whatever you're working on in the comments so that we can support you, because I read all the comments. Y'all know I literally respond to all of the comments because I take my time. I love our community. And so I'm never going to like skip over your comment. And if I do, it was genuinely an accident. So let us know in the comments so that I can, you know, support you. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I'm going to see you in my next video.